Hello, this is Chris from the Cinema Savvy Movie Podcast, and we are finally here at Star Wars Celebration. This is amazing. We've been queuing for just over an hour. We've got our wristbands for Mark Hamill and the Rogue One stream. Luckily, we managed to get into that. I am in front of, I think this is the merch and props and things like that. I'm kind of overwhelmed right now. We're seeing a lot of people in costume. Everyone here is amazing. So yeah, these videos are just going to be kind of us going to all the different things, talking about the news that comes up, and whatever we can really. So expect a lot of content from the celebration. We've filmed the queues, we've filmed some of the costumes at the minute. George is on his way as of this recording. I think he's still in the queues. Excited for Rogue One, excited for all the good stuff, and we're thankful that we got into Mark Hamill, which should be great. That's in about an hour's time. So we will bring you lots more stuff coming at Star Wars Celebration.
It's going to be fantastic. I've got a question. Everyone has seen The Force Awakens, am I correct? Has everyone seen The Force Awakens? So once again, we're going to ask that you don't ask for any hugs, any autographs. Get your question and get out of the way so we can get as many questions as we can. Is that cool? Everybody say okay. Beautiful. So are you ready for an hour with Mark Hamill? Well, ladies and gentlemen, on your feet for Mr. Mark Hamill!
Look at you all. Thank you. All right, you're cutting into your question and answer time. Sit down. I don't need a host. I love this. This is my favorite thing to do, to tell you the truth, is to come and talk instead of signing or whatever. This is my favorite thing. And I don't think of it as a show. And I'll prove it in the next hour. I think of it as a conversation with 4,000 of my closest friends. I'm going to treat you, I'll treat you just like if you were in my living room back at Malibu, except I won't be serving snacks. And there's a lot to talk about. You know what's really interesting? Here you all are. Look at you, all excited. We're all dressed up, you know, we're out of the house. People work all their lives to buy houses. They make down payments, they go to work, they get a house. As soon as they get the house, they go, I gotta get out of the house. You can't be in the house anymore. Just, let's go somewhere. Let's get dressed up and go to a celebration. Yeah! And there, yeah, I mean, you all know, what's frightening to me is you all know more about the movies than I do. I mean, each time I play it, you know, I figure this is the first time. This will be the first time I've ever played the Joker, you know, and approach it just in a finite way where, you know, you pick your favorite episode, I would have looked at it and said, this is the only time you've ever seen the Joker. Forget about Christmas with the Joker, forget about Laughing Fish, you know, just focus on this one. And like I said, I like Almost Got Him. I think one of my favorites is Paul Dini wrote The Man Who Killed Batman.
The speech when he's in the coffin.
I know that eulogy. Are you kidding me? I could do that 8 times a week. I mean, where you really relish the dialogue. I was looping episode 8 yesterday, and there's dialogue in there. I thought, oh boy, I can already see this on a T-shirt. Seriously, Ryan Johnson is amazing. He'll make me forget all about May the Force be with you. He's come up with so many new catchphrases.
Could you give us a little teaser of that dialogue?
Well, here's a quote, by the way. You mean Joker?
Yes, Joker.
I'm not warmed up, believe me. You gotta warm up to do the Joker. It's like driving your car in the winter. You just strip it and it'll be horrible. So when I drive to the valley where I do it, you know, I live at the beach, and so it'll take me about an hour to get there. And I warm up, you know, I put on the Kings or whoever, and I sing, and and you warm up your voice. I'm not warmed up, but here's a quote from Killing Joke. Memories so treacherous. One moment you're lost in a carnival of delights, with the poignant childhood aromas, the flashing neon of puberty, all that sentimental candy floss. The next, it leads you somewhere you don't want to go, somewhere dark and cold and filled with the damp, ambiguous shapes of things you'd hope were forgotten. Memories can be vile, repulsive little brutes. Like children, I suppose.
Hello, welcome to the Cinema Savvy Movie Podcast. We have just finished day one of Star Wars Celebration. It's been a long day, longer for you because you queued up overnight like a madman. We're going to talk a bit about everything, so like the Mark Hamill talk, the Rogue One thing, which you got to see more of. God, you had a better day than me today. First off, just start off the whole queuing process. We got it like a week ago, like a confirmation that if you wanted to get into all the awesome stuff, you're going to have to queue overnight on the Thursday, so talk a bit about that.
Yeah, I kind of slagged everything off to you, and then I think I told Emily, I was like, well, that's my sister who's behind the camera. And then, I don't know, I'm not used to this. Edit out, Tom. Basically, it kind of happened where I was like, shit, I actually want to go to the Rogue One panel, because I think they're all going to be here. So then I thought, you know, I'm going to queue. I think I text you, but you're watching Ghostbusters, which is your problem, not mine.
The power of penny compels you! Ow!
And then I got there. They said you can queue from 8, but I knew there's going to be a queue to the queue. And there was, so I got there at 7:30. I got into some kind of social group of 8 of us. We're in the top 100. And we queued from 7:30 till 6 in the morning to get some wristbands to go to Rogue One. The guy lied to me. I didn't go to Mark Hamill's Q&A because basically I ended up getting a Black Series figure because I want one because it's me. And I spent a shit ton of money on Star Wars merchandise. And I had like the reason I'm weird is because I've had 2 hours sleep. in 2 hours.
That's
in
fair
like
enough.
36 hours, so I'm absolutely shattered. I met Mark Hamill today and I was shitting it that my eyes were going to be bloodshot, but they weren't. It's come out all right. But you kind of go on because I can just interfere.
Well, you missed out an important detail that Kathleen Kennedy came out and bought you all pizza overnight.
Yeah, basically I was trying to get to sleep as was everyone else, and then all these people started screaming and we all jumped up thinking, shit, is Mark Hamill here? Is Chloe Fisher here? But actually they just gave us pizza, and then we didn't even get the first batch of pizza. So we went back to try and sleep. An hour later we almost get to sleep, and they brought the second load of pizza and everyone screamed again, so that kind of delayed the inevitable.
And you sent me a picture as well of what the queue looked like, and I've said this before, but it looked like a goddamn refugee camp or something. It looked bad, and I was tempted to come out and queue up overnight as well, but I just saw those conditions and it was too late, and I thought there's no way on God's earth I'm doing that. You suffered for it, but you got in the panel. Should I talk about Mark Hamill chat first, and then we'll talk about the good stuff, which was Rogue One?
Yeah. And just explain how you got the wristband process is awful.
Confusing as hell.
Yeah. You didn't queue overnight and you got into Hamill perfectly.
Yeah, well, the announcement was that queue overnight the night before, and you're entitled to 2 wristbands for the events, the major events in the Celebration Stage panel. We knew that Rogue One was going to go, and I think they sold out overnight pretty much, didn't they? They went on sale at 6. Yeah. So I walked in thinking I'm going to have a day of no panels. I'm not going to see anyone. I'm not going to see any of the good stuff. Just going to have a general mosey around, see what I can find. And you walk in and they're saying like wristbands over here, and it was like Rogue One live stream. I was like, fair enough. I knew that one was going to be there. And then it was like Mark Hamill. And I was thinking, well, is there like a live stream for the Mark Hamill stuff, or what's going on? Got it, and it says on the wristband Celebration Stage. So I was like, well, that's where it's taking place. So I was a bit confused, the whole thing. They were giving away one for like the cosplay, the New Hope screening tonight. So I was trying to ask people, like, is this like legit? Like, me and Tom were confused. Tom's behind the camera, by the way. We were confused. We didn't know whether we were in a legit thing or some kind of live stream, but it was the legit thing. I got into an hour with Mark Hamill, which was fantastic. We were sat pretty close to the back. Like, we walked in and the guy was like stalling for time before Mark Hamill was coming out. So we filtered into the back on the high-rise seats, and the queue for asking questions was immense. I was tempted to go down to ask a question. I was going to ask him like what his favourite movie was growing up, what movie kind of inspired him, like Star Wars has for loads of us. Someone asked that question anyway, so that's fair enough. But he's just so great. Like, you see him in interviews before, you know exactly what you're getting into with Mark Hamill. He's just such a nice, down-to-earth guy. Best bit of it, in all honesty, like, he was talking a bit about Star Wars. He's drifting out some of his previous professional experiences, but someone pleaded with him and kept pressuring him to do the Joker voice, and I was hoping someone would ask him, because I'm a huge fan of Batman in general. Joker's my favourite villain. Animated series is the best Batman, and I will fight anyone on that. And he did a monologue from Killing Joke, the upcoming DC animated film, and it's probably one of the most iconic Joker books, and he was completely in character. I've got the video of that on my phone, so I'll probably upload that as well. Apologies for the quality, because it was recorded on my phone, but yeah, man, he's just awesome. And I mean, you got to meet the guy in person. if you want to talk a bit more about that, about your experiences meeting him.
So I met you guys about 1:30. I said I'm getting ready to queue. I'm going to be finally meeting Mark Hamill. The time has come. And then it got to like, was it 2 o'clock? I think I texted him and was saying, wait, he's still not come out. And then I left the queue because I didn't want to cock up going to Rogue One. And then I got went into the Kenny Baker queue to meet R2D2. And then I noticed in the corner of my Mark Hamill's doing autographs. So they cocked up the schedules. And then I went into the Rogue One panel and come out, and I finally got to meet him. And he looked shattered. They've obviously been taking pictures for hours. I think there were 14 batches of people. And then I met him, which was great. He shook my hand. We were chatting very, very.
You'll
very
never wash
briefly.
that hand again.
No, I'm that type of person. And then the picture came out great as well. Normally, like, I can't smile or anything like that. Everyone that knows me knows that. And then we're out here now, but before that was the Rogue One panel, which was insane because I think I started queuing at about 3, and then there was already a queue 3 layers in, but I got very good seats lower tier. It was quite lively before. They had some like DJ remixing dialogue and music together. There was a bit of an atmosphere, and then Gwendolyn Christie come out. No one thought she'd be here this week, so that was mental. Then obviously all the people that were meant to come out did. Then they played a bit of a scissor reel, then the cast come out, which was crazy seeing Mads Mikkelsen. Forrest Whitaker, probably the best reception of everyone.
Yeah.
And they were just in general chatting about the film. There's a scissor reel which has now been released online that everyone's probably seen. We were showing that 3 times. However, you were watching it, I was watching it live. I've got pictures that will be on the channel later on. But you watched it on a live stream, so you missed something that I got.
Well, we missed loads, apparently. We missed the goddamn trailer. The one thing I came to Celebration for and wanted to see, we didn't get. So we got into the live stream, and there was a woman sat to the right of me who was very confused. She thought she was in the actual thing that you were in for. So she was really depressed when she was watching it on a screen. And it was one of those moments where it was getting more and more awesome. Like, Gwendolyn Christie was the first one, all the cast, and I was just there like, I should be in Celebration stage. I should be watching this firsthand. And they played the behind the scenes stuff, which got a great reception. Like, people were applauding, and I was the kind of person, like, I'm not clapping a live stream, like, no one's gonna hear my claps, but I just joined in with everyone. And then you're right, then they played it a second time, and it was like, yeah, okay, well, it still looks good, but the hype's dying down a bit now. And then when they played it a third time, that was when I clocked on and thought, the other guys are probably getting the main trailer right now while we're being given this behind the scenes, and apparently you did. Do you want to go into the trailer now, or do you want to talk a bit more about the cast talking, etc.?
Talk about Ben Mendelsohn coming out dressed up as the director. I always forget his name.
Oh, Krennic?
Director Krennic. Yeah. He came in a cape with the new Death Troopers. He walked on stage and walked off. That was very cool, very bizarre. Then they revealed the new posters for us, which Emily is holding. So basically it's pretty simple. It's just a Rogue One poster. The first one we're going to see. There's a Death Star, there's a beach, there are guns, it's Star Wars. Deal with it.
And I mean, that Death Star kind of looks like, if I'm thinking back to last year's Celebration, I think it was when we got the teaser trailer for Rogue One, which was all made on a computer. I think it was like 10 or 20 seconds, but that was sort of the final shot.
And it was a jungle as well, so I'm guessing it was previous footage that made it real. And
we got the name of that planet as well. I'm trying to remember it now.
Scarif?
Yeah, Scarif. And there was another one, Jeddah?
Quote, the Mecca of Jedi, which is probably going to make loads of people cry. But finally, yes, basically a message come up on the screen saying, like, not keep your mouth shut, but essentially don't talk to people about this.
Is it loose lip sync starships, isn't it?
Yeah. That message. Then I noticed loads of security come into the room at the sides. Then Kathleen Kennedy said, I'm going to show you something, only you, not the internet, no one else in the other streams. Please put your phones away, don't record it, blah blah blah. So we all thought, okay, we're going to get a snippet of Darth Vader, that's all we wanted. Then the Lucasfilm logo come on and they showed a trailer. I'm not going to go into details on that because you will all see it soon. And there may have been an appearance. It wasn't officially confirmed of Darth Vader. I mean, it's confirmed in the film, but not necessarily in that trailer, which I'm guessing you guys will get soon. But that was very cool, and it's good that they actually give exclusives to people in the main hall, because I queued 12 hours. Yeah,
I mean, you earned it, but when I see live stream, I expect to get everything you guys get, but just not the actual experience of it. We got somewhat of a trailer, but I'm a bit confused if it's the same trailer that you got. Like, you mentioned that it was a 2-minute trailer or something like that. Basically, as I said, we got for the third time, the behind the scenes video, which really annoyed everyone. No one was into it by the third time. And then it sort of cut off and the stream went weird, and then it pulled back to the camera at the very back of the celebration hall.
Yeah, and it is like the closing shot of it.
Yeah,
it back.
And I don't know if it was like the last 30 or so seconds of the actual trailer, but it was in the top corner. It was a bit out of sync. And it just showed a lot of random shots, really, with a lot of action music. Not really much on plot, at least for what we got anyway, unless that was another little teaser trailer.
I can't lie, I'm not going to go into details, but...
Go into details, may as well.
I'm not, but I've forgotten bits of it because everyone was absolutely mental. I mean, last year we went to Celebration, not Anaheim, but the streaming in London. Everyone was going crazy. And in this, I can't remember. I remember bits of the trailer, but not massive details. But I'm guessing it's coming up. But it was a cool exclusive, and I don't want Kathleen Kennedy to hate me. I want her to give me a job.
Well, no, she's going to be hating on oh god, I can't remember his name. One of the new guys in Rogue One who may or may not have given away a huge plot spoiler, which
I apparently don't know.
He just kind of side-eyed me a bit there. Did you see that? Is it because I gave the finger to the plane? Probably thinks I'm a terrorist or something. What was I saying? Oh yes, so one of the actors, I can't remember his name, one of the guy who wasn't very good with English, he said, like, he apologised for his lack of English. He gave away a huge spoiler, at least I think he did, it sounded like he did, and that's when Gwendolyn Christie kind of had to cut him off and move to the next person. I don't want to go into it in case you missed it, because...
I think I've missed it because I told you, all he was saying was he had a big gun. Something was said, but I just thought it was about him and Donnie Yen's a hero. If everyone needs to see Ip Man if they haven't. They were talking about liking the Jedi or something, and then I kind of phased out.
Yeah.
And then suddenly there was gas and he says, yes, I've got a big gun. And then they were laughing.
It was after the big gun stuff, but I would say don't watch the stream back, because I think he did give away something. And someone to the side of me turned and said, like, did he really just say that? And I think he did, so I think Kathleen Kennedy is going to be having strong words with that. I don't really know what else to say about it, because, I mean, you got all the good stuff. Hopefully the trailer goes on the internet soon and I'll do a reaction. I did hope to do a live reaction, but even if it was shown, they did have that notice that you can't record anything there. That's pretty much it from day one. I mean, do you want to go into anything else you did, or is that pretty much it?
I met R2-D2, I met C-3PO, I met Chewbacca, and basically there's these loads of these photo opportunities currently, and there's one of Ray Speeder which looks sick, so I queued up to go on that, and then we were cornered into an interview. So me and my sister were on the official Star Wars YouTube channel, the 24/7 live stream basically. They're asking us what's your hopes for the weekend, blah blah blah, just asking in general, so that was pretty sick. There were a few hundred people watching. Obviously on the internet I think it says about 8k were watching, and there are screenshots as evidence if anyone needs it. But that's kind of it. Everything's just a phase. I think tomorrow it's going to be a quieter day, but it's about getting a night's sleep to then queue on the Saturday night.
I mean, this was the first convention for me, so I'm kind of taking it a bit slower today. It's kind of overwhelming, the sheer amount of people here, and tomorrow is sold out. I don't know if this one was sold out in the end, but I know that tomorrow is. But I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a good weekend, and it's just an awesome way to start the weekend with so much Star Wars news, and that's what we're all about. So thank you for watching our video. We'll be back the next 2 days talking more about what we've seen, any news we've seen, and just check the Facebook page, Twitter page, the links are in the description, and yeah, that'll do it from us at Star Wars Celebration, and we'll see you on Saturday.